this craft, we're going to make two types of friendship bracelets. One is going to be a simple braid friendship bracelet, and the other one's going to be a wrap knot bracelet. Okay, so from your supplies, from today's, you will need the 5 random colors of embroidery floss, and from your general supplies, you'll need a pair of scissors and the masking tape. Okay. So for the braids, you're going to need 3 strands. So I'm going to take off the rubber band. If it's too tight, you can just cut it off carefully. And choose what 3 colors I want to use. I think I'm going to do pink, blue, and green. The braid doesn't require a lot of embroidery floss, so you can just wrap it around your wrist 3 times. Okay, 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna snip it.
Careful not to do it too tightly though.
Yeah, you don't want it to be, you want it to be a little bit loose. And very carefully cut it off. If you need help with this, and have someone who can help you, please ask. Okay, I need to make these 2 the same length, so I don't need to wrap it around my wrist again. I'm just going to measure it out. Which I guess this is more of a gray than a blue. It's kind of grayish blue, isn't it? Okay, so I'm going to make them all as long as the green piece. I'm going to snip it. Okay. Now, since you're going to be tying this onto your wrist or ankle or anything like that, I'm going to leave the top a little bit long. So I'm going to do an overhand knot, wrap it around my hand, take the string, pull it back through, leaving a good amount of space up here, a lot of extra string. Okay, knot it. Now I'm going to tape it to the surface. Before you tape it into anything, you need to make sure that you have permission. This is like a laminate wood, but real wood, it will cause damage. So do not tape it to anything that might be a problem for you later. Okay. Should be fine. Okay. So for a braid, and if you already know how to do this, you can move ahead, or you can just use embroidery floss for whatever bracelets you might want to make. So braid, you have 3 strands. I'm going to put the blue in between the green and the pink. So now they're like this. And then I'm going to go to the other side and move the pink into the middle. And you're going to keep doing that. You're going to go alternate sides. So this is my right side. Green string into the middle. My left side, blue string into the middle. Right side, pink string into the middle. Left side, green string into the middle. Now this is kind of loose, but you can kind of like pull it up a little bit. Make it a little bit tighter, you can see that it's starting to braid. And that's what you'll continue to do until it reaches your desired length. Oop, that happens, okay, just keep straight. That's again, right side or the blue string into the middle. Left side, pink string into the middle. And just keep going that same pattern. Okay, see braid. And then after it's as long as you need it to be to fit around your wrist, you're going to do the same overhand knot, wrap around your hand, bring it up through, So just pretend that that's braided. Okay. For the next bracelet, the wrap bracelet, you're going to need all 5 colors. Now, this embroidery floss needs to be between 50 and 60 inches long, but gently wrapping it around your wrist about 10 times is a pretty good measure of that. Okay, let me move my braid. Start with the green again. Put it here, wrap it around my wrist.
How do you hold it while you wrap it around your wrist, Jenny?
I'm going to hold it down with my finger.
Okay.
Like I said, it might be easier if I had help, but I don't, so I'm going to hold it down. And here I'm out. That's 2 wraps. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
And remember not to do it too
9,
tightly.
10. Yeah, this is probably as tight as you want it to be. Did I actually get my 10 here? Yes. Okay, so I'm just going to pull it around, and I'm going to carefully snip it. And you want to be very gentle with this, because if you pull too fast, you'll just get a big knot. So just be gentle and patient with the embroidery floss. This is pretty significantly long. So I'm gonna get these. You might want to probably be safer to do it one at a time. I run the risk of knotting my flosses, and I'm not a huge fan of sitting in knotting knots. So if you're not, just be calm and do this carefully. Snip. I'm going to get the other 2. Just going to slip out of there. Yes. Oh, that one's starting to knot, so try this strand. That's better. Yeah, definitely don't want to do any sudden hard jerks on it. There are not a million, but quite a few other patterns out there for bracelet making. So if this is something that interests you, there are lots of YouTube video tutorials out there, as well as some that use pictures to show you what to do. Okay, so I have my 5 colors. Now I'm going to take both ends and I'm going to fold this in half. So here we have, it's folded over. Here's the top, and I'm going to make this into a loop. So I'm going to do another knot. I'm going to wrap it around my fingers. I'm going to pull this through. Careful not to lose the shape of the loop. Pull it tight. Okay, so now that's my top. I'm going to tape this down, just like I had the braid. And I'm going to choose what color I want to start with. Color to start with last time. To start with green, we'll start with green again. So I'm going to pull out one of the green strands. The other green strand will stay in with the rest of them. And this green strand, I'm just going to take it and I'm going to make a knot around the string. So you can see I'm looping it over. I'm going to reach under.
Make a number 4.
Yep, number 4. I'm going to reach under. Well, it's kind of backwards 4, but you can go the other way if you want. I'm right-handed. And I'm going to pull that knot all the way up. Pull it tight. I'm going to do the same thing. Backwards 4, loop it over, reach under, pull it through, this knot, bring it up, pull it tight. And you're going to do this about 20 times. So that was again 4, pull up, tight. Put it down, drop it over, reach under, pull tight. You can get, once you get the hang of it, you can start to move a little faster. Yeah. I don't even know. I probably should pay attention to how many you're putting in here. What am I up to now, Julie? 7?
You were asking me a very hard question.
Yeah. Anyway, that's what you keep doing until you reach the desired length. 20 will put you about here, but you can make it longer. You can leave it short like this and just move on to the next color, which actually, I think that's what I'm going to do. So I did my green. Well, let's say that was 10. I'm going to do pink next. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to make that 4. I'm going to loop it over, or drop it over, reach through, pull under, pull through, and then carefully make the knot up. Make sure it gets up near where you ended the green. You want it to touch. And I'm going to keep doing that. Same thing. Under, through, over, under and through. It's 2 of them. So, over, hand under, string through, 3, 4, 5. Make sure it's all connected. You don't want to leave any gaps there. 6. You can see how it starts to take shape. It's okay if the first one gets a little wonky. Once you get used to it, it'll really start to smooth out and give you that more refined finish. Okay, that's how it looks. Kind of get a nice little spiral knot going on sometimes, but if you don't, that's okay too. Okay, I'm going to show you the one that I have partially completed. So I'm going to take this one out. I'm going to put this one in here. I want to show you this because when you do like the green, it doesn't matter what green you start with, but when you get to the next green, you need to take the longer strand of green. So for this one, this is actually the same strand that I used the first time. Now to demonstrate that, because that sounds a little crazy and a little confusing, my next color in line here is purple. And my purple, this one's longer. So I'm going to always take my longest strand and use that for the next one in the series. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to loop over, pull it up, make sure it's touching the green knots. See, I didn't get a nice spiral on all of them here, but that's okay.
A bit of a glare there, sorry.
It's okay. So I'm just going to do the same thing. And this is what it looks like when you do 20 of the knots. So I'm not going to do 20 though, because I don't want you to have to sit through that. But again, when you're choosing what color to do, you always choose the longest string. Like here's pink. There's pink. I'm going to use this one next. If they're the same length, it doesn't matter. Okay. Now I'm not going to do all of that. To finish it, what you're going to do is you're just going to make another knot, just like we've been doing with the overhand knots. drop it around my hand, pull it under, and I'm going to pull it, make sure that it's up here near where I finished the bracelet. I'm going to pull it tight, and I'm going to think about what it's going to take to tie it onto my wrist. So if I trim it, I'm going to trim it out here. Or if you want to wear it for a while and not be able to not remove it later, you can take it and tie it onto your wrist. This, let me go like this. I'm going to put it through easier. You have another person who is able to help you. They can do it for you. I'm going to pull that through. Now I have this big loop on my wrist. And now I can tie it on, and then I'll just trim off the end. And that's all for the wrap bracelet.